Good morning, students. Once again, welcome to online classes. In the last session, I explained you about the different crop system in India. Already I explained shifting agriculture, intensive agriculture and extensive agriculture. Yes, now we are going to learn about another important topic. Yes, what are the three crops? That is one is paddy is the most important food crops in India. Already told, the many people use this paddy as a food. Now we can discuss about another important food crop, wheat. Yes, wheat is also most important food crop of North India. Yes, the North Indian people use wheat as a food. Of course, we also use this wheat very rarely. That is maybe a chapati, etc. only. But I told in the previous class, one food crop is, it will treat as a cash crop in another state. Example I told, paddy is a food crop for South India. The same paddy is cash crop in North India. Wheat is the main staple food crop of North India. The same time we use as a cash crop in our South Indian state, particularly in our Andhra Pradesh and Orissa, etc. and etc. So, wheat is the most important crop. It is a winter crop. It is a winter crop. Yes, the temperature, the rainfall must need, the requirement of rainfall is 50 to 70 centimeters of annual rainfall. 50 to 70 centimeters of annual rainfall. Generally, the rainfall may measure in centimeters and annual rainfall is called. You may take. Listen, the most important wheat grown areas divided into two important zones. What are the two important zones? Ganga Satluj plain, two important zones. That is Ganga Satluj plain. Ganga Satluj plain and black cotton soil of Deccan Plateau. Understand? Listen, the two important wheat grown zones in our country, that is Ganga Satluj plain and black cotton soil of Deccan Plateau region. So these are the most important wheat grown zone in our country. Listen, what are the states? What are the states in our country? What are the states of our country producing wheat? Yes. In North India, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar. Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, etc. Okay, understand? These are called as wheat growing states in our country. Once again, it is a winter crop. Rainfall needed 50 to 70 centimeters of annual rainfall. These wheat grown zones are divided into two, that is called as Ganga Satluj plain and black cotton soil region of Deccan Plateau and important zones. But which states in India? Yes, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar are the other important wheat grown states in our country. Okay, next another important food is called maize. Maize is also kharif crop. It is a kharif crop. It is also kharif crop. Listen, these maize crop may grow in the alluvial soil region. That means coastal regions or delta regions are very favorable to grow this kind of maize. Of course, the maize is also used both food crops and fodder. It's both crop and yes, fodder. Fodder means it is animal feed. It is called animal feed. So these are the important food crops in our country, that is paddy, wheat, maize. These are called as important food crop. Mostly wheat was used in the North Indian states, already we learned. Now we are going to discuss about other than food crops. Other than food crops. Yes, generally I told you about food crops other than grains. Listen, sugar cane. Of course, sugar. Generally, we have to say sugar is also called a cash crop. Generally, we use the word. But sugar is also used a daily item in our life. Making tea, we use sugar. Making of sweets, we use sugar. Making of other things, maybe functions and birthday parties, in some celebrations, we must use sugar. So, sugar is also one of the food grain we have to say. Yes, which states in India the sugar may grown? So what kind of temperature is needed for sugar? That means the temperature must need 21 degrees to 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius is must need. Understand? Yes, temperature is a must for every crop. Temperature must need 21 degrees Celsius to 21 degrees Celsius of temperature must need to grow the sugar cane. Yes, which India is the second largest producer of sugar in the world. The first country in the world, Brazil at present. Of course, once upon a time, Cuba, we have to say, the Cuba is a sugar bowl of the world. Of course, nowadays, according to the latest data, Brazil occupies first place in sugar producing country. India is the second place occupied to produce sugar in the world. Yes, listen. What are the states in our country? What are the states in our country produce sugar? Yes. Listen. Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. These are the most leading states. Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, Tamil Nadu, and Andhra Pradesh. Yes, already we learned about the sugar industry in your previous class. What is the importance of sugar? Which state occupies? Yes. So Uttar Pradesh is the leading state which is produce sugar cane in our country. Again, next one, tea. How sugar is play an important role in our daily life, like tea is also plays important role in our daily life. Listen, here actually you have to say tea is also called cash crop. Even though it is a cash crop, it is other than food grains. That means every day we may use tea. The many people in our country per day 2 or 3 times definitely may take use. So this is called beverage crop. Tea is also called as a beverage crop. This tea was introduced by the British government. Yes, when the British rule our country, the British introduced this tea in our country. Yes, definitely we have to say the British government, even though today's the many persons are given priority to this tea, when the persons are exhausted, if you take a 1 cup of tea, they got somewhat relaxation. So the tea is also played an important role. It is a beverage crop. Understand? Okay. Which states in our country produce this kind of tea. Yes, Assam is the leading state in our country. Assam is the leading state in our country, produce these tea plantations. It is a plantation crop also. The tea is also a plantation crop. Which states means Assam, Assam, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Assam, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. In these states, the tea will produce. So Assam is the leading state which produce tea in India. It is plantation crop. Next, Tamil Nadu is also occupy the place, and Kerala is also one of the state which produce tea. Okay, now we are going to discuss about non-food crops. Non-food crops. What is called non-food crops? Already I told you in your previous class, mainly the crops are divided into two important groups, that is called as food crops and cash crops. But what I told you, yes, tea, sugar, onions, chilies, tamarind, turmeric, all these are called as a cash crops, generally how to say. But simply in everyday life, along with our paddy, so these sugar and tea also use, so it is also somewhat other than food grains, we have to say. Now we can discuss about non-food crops. We can't use it, purely a commercial crop. It is purely a commercial crop. This is called non-food crops. Among them, cotton is purely a commercial crop. This is non-food crop. We can't eat. What are the cotton? Jute, cotton, jute, rubber. These are purely a business purpose. It never eat. Sugar we may eat, tea we may drink. So this cotton may not. So it is called non-food crops. Now we can discuss about cotton. Yes, cotton is the main raw material of cloth. Yes, in your school, the school may provide a uniform, so we must wear. That means the cotton is a raw material, cloth is a material, I told in your previous class. So the cotton is the main non-food crop in our India. You know, okay, listen. For cotton, high temperature, light rainfall needed. Temperature must be high. Temperature and light rainfall. Yes, what are the states which grown cotton? Yes, Maharashtra, Gujarat, these two states are the leading states which produce cotton in our India. Okay, Maharashtra, Gujarat, yes, Madhya Pradesh. Okay, what are the states? Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Madhya Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh also. Etc. If you go Gunturu and Prakasam districts, there we may observe cotton. Do you know what is the another name of cotton? The cotton is called as white gold. White gold. Cotton is called as white gold. Before just to explain you, tea is called as, tea leaves are called as green gold. Cotton is called white gold, and tea leaves called green gold. Coal is called as black gold. Understand? Cotton is play an important role because of the development of the cotton. The number of cotton industries are well developed in our country, different parts of the country, particularly in Maharashtra and Gujarat. Maharashtra and Gujarat, because in these two states cotton was grown. So cotton is called white gold. Tea leaves called green gold, and coal is called black gold. So now we discussed about cotton. So yes, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh, these states produce or grow the cotton well. Now we are going to discuss about rubber. Rubber is also purely a non-food crop. The rubber is also must be neat. Yes. Rubber. It is a purely a non-food crop. Yes, we should not use for food, and especially the rubber may use in industries because the tires of your cycle, the tires of your car and lorries, so it is called non-food crop. Which state in India produce rubber abundantly? That is Kerala. That is Kerala state is a leading producer of rubber. Yes, the Kerala state is a leading producer of rubber. Now we can discuss about one more important non-food crop, that is called as jute industry. Jute. What is the use of jute? Nowadays, jute is play an important role. That means the gunny bags, carpets, and recently this is a partition cloth is also made of jute only. That means which states in our India produce these kind of jute? Yes, West Bengal. West Bengal is the leading state which is produce jute in our country. Listen, which country in the world occupies first place in the producing jute? Yes, Bangladesh is the leading country in the world. Is the leading country in the world produce jute. India occupies second place in producing jute. So these are the important non-food crops, that is rubber, jute is the most important non-food crops in our country. Now we are going to discuss about the green revolution. Actually, our India, the government after independence, when India became free from the British rule, the first Prime Minister of India introduced plannings in our country. Now, Nehru was attracted by the 5-year plannings. So, in the first 5-year plan, the government of India given a top priority to agriculture. That means in the first 5-year plan, the Indian government produce or construct the different kinds of dams or irrigation project across the different rivers in India. Best example, Bakra Nangal Dam. Bakra Nangal Dam across the river Sutlej. Sutlej, Himachal Pradesh. Yes. Next one, Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. Nagarjuna Sagar Dam across the river Krishna in Andhra Pradesh. Third one, Hirakud project. Hirakud project, it is one of the most important multi-purpose project constructed across river Mahanadi in Odisha. Yes. Next one, Damodar Valley project. Damodar Valley project constructed across the river Damodar, river West Bengal. Listen, Bakra Nangal Dam, Nagarjuna Sagar Dam and Hirakud projects and Damodar, these are multi-purpose projects. Because of constructed these projects, India brought the thousands of hectares under this irrigation. So, the number of hectares of land cultivated because irrigation facilities are sufficient. Even in not rains are available, that time also these dams produce or supply irrigation for agriculture. So it is called Bakranangal. It is in Himachal Pradesh, construct across the river Satluj. So like this, in Andhra Pradesh, Nagarjuna Sagar Dam is there. Of course, because of the priority of agriculture in Andhra Pradesh, yes, near Polavaram, across the river Godavari, the one more dam is being constructed in Polavaram. So these are the important multi-purpose projects which are constructed in the first 5-year plan to give the priority to agriculture. Why in the first 5-year plan government given a priority to agriculture? Because food security, because they think about the population. Yes, the population is increasing day by day. If the population increase, along with the population, food grains also must increase, otherwise they face number of problems for food. For that, the government given the top priority to agriculture in the first 5-year plan. Of course, in every 5-year plans, the government given some priority to agriculture because increasing food grains. Because of that, yes, in 1966, the Green Revolution was introduced. What is Green Revolution? Simply I can tell, revolution means change. Revolution means change. What is called Green Revolution? Yes, Green Revolution means the change brought in agriculture sector. The change brought in agriculture sector is called as a Green Revolution. Actually, revolution means change. Listen, I can tell you some important revolution that is called number 1, Green Revolution. Second one, White Revolution. Third one, Blue Revolution. Yes, what is the priority to revolution? Simply, Green Revolution means increasing food grains. Increasing food grains. Increasing food grains. A White Revolution means increasing milk production. Increasing milk production. It is also called as Operation Flood. White Revolution means Operation Flood. The given priority to increasing milk production. Because of that, as on today, if you go to the milk booths and shops, anytime you have to purchase the milk, curd, etc., etc. Third one, Blue Revolution. It is purely belongs to fisheries, increasing fish production. So, of course, we have to learn more information about Green Revolution, but simply and explain more information left. If possible, in the next classes, we may think about what is the Green Revolution, what are its effects, what are the results. We have to learn more things. So, these are the information about the our Indian agriculture. Predominantly, our India is an agricultural nation, and still today, the more women and laborers are dependent upon our Indian agriculture only. Yes, be carefully, note down these points, and once again, if possible, once again, we will meet through these online classes. Thank you very much.